Hey guys, this is Coach Elliott. Today we're going to be talking about another quick game concept that we have here. Today we're going to start with stick. Alright, so let's get right into it. Alright, the basic routes for stick, so this is 2x2 right stick. Basic routes, the Y, play side, inside receiver, has a stick. The play side outside receiver, in this case the R, has a mandatory outside release, a must, or a go. You'll hear me say all three in practice. A must, mandatory outside release, or a go. These all mean the same thing, and it's this route. Sometimes I'll call it must, as in you must outside release. Get this cornerback to turn his hips and run with you. That's what I mean by must. All right, moving on. We've got our tailback right over here on the play side. He's on the shoot. He's coming right directly to the line of scrimmage, and then he's getting wide. Our backside guys, in this case the F and the L, are on four-step sticks as well. All right, so like corner, if you've seen that video, the quarterback is making a pre-snap read. It's making a pre-snap read, and that pre-snap read is on these two guys. If either of these two guys is 7 plus, that's a bad plus sign, yards, if either of these two guys is 7 plus yards off, the quarterback is snapping the ball, turning, and throwing the ball to one of these two receivers. We're going to take that easy money, free yards all day long. If, let's assume these guys are playing up, they're playing inside 7 yards like they are in the picture, then we're going to snap the ball and we're going to read it over here. Our first read is this cornerback. And this is a little bit like corner, but not exactly. If this corner turns and runs, then we work our way inside. However, if this corner is in zone, which I don't know that we'll see that too much this year, but we may, if this corner stays put and does not run with this R receiver, we are throwing this all day long. That means they are in zone coverage, and this is going to be wide open. If, however, that corner is in man, like I'd assume we'd see most of the time, and he turns and runs with him, that's just fine. Then we work in over to the inside, the man inside to head up of the Y receiver. And we're playing a game with him. If this man covers the stick, the quarterback is going to throw the ball to the tailback on the shoot. If instead this head up to inside man comes to the flat, he buzzes over to the flat and covers this guy, the quarterback is now throwing the stick. Very simple play. We're just playing keep away off of this Sam linebacker right here. This play was actually made famous by Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. This is how Drew Brees threw for 6,000 yards in a season. He threw it on this play. This is where they made their yards. And this is where we'll make our yards too, guys. All right, moving on to the next formation. Next, we have 2x2 left stick. So this is the same play as 2x2 right stick. The only thing that changes is the tailback is now on the left, and the F and the L are now the play side receivers. The Y and the R are now the backside receivers. So it is the same read as 2x2 right. Quarterback is making the pre snap, read. He's making the pre-snap read. And is this Sam backer or is this corner 7+ yards? If either of them are 7+ yards off of either of our receivers, quarterback is snapping the ball, stepping, and throwing to either of these two guys. We're going to take the easy yards all day long. If, however, they're playing up inside 7 yards, then that's when we move over to the play side. And after that ball is snapped, the quarterback is reading the corner first, and he's reading what the corner is doing. If the corner turns and runs with the go route, then we work our way inside to the will backer. However, if that corner stays put and he buzzes down here, that means they're in zone coverage, and we're going to throw the ball to the go. I don't expect to see it a lot, like I said in the last slide, but it may happen. So I just want you guys to be aware of that. But most of the time, we're going to be working off of this backer. If the backer stays with the stick, we throw the shoot. If the backer covers the shoot, we throw the 4-step stick, just like on these. These are all 4-step sticks. And we're going to throw that until the cows come home. If they give that to us, we got one-on-one matchup in space. I like our odds right there. All right, moving on to the next slide. Next, we have our stick play out of 3x1. So this is 3x1 right stick. The L receiver still has backside. He still has the 4-step stick. The F moves over from 2x2. The F slides over to make 3x1 right. He now has the shoot. The Y still has the stick. The R still has the mandatory outside release. But the tailback now has the check down. He's buzzing up. He's looking for pressure, and if he needs to help out, he is. Otherwise, he's spilling out to the backside, and if the quarterback gets in trouble, he throws in the ball right there. Same rules apply that they did in 2x2 for this play. We're reading the corner pre-snap. If he's 7+ yards off the ball, quarterback snapping the ball and taking the easy yards all day. If the corner is playing up, though, then that's when we make our fast process read on the front side, or play side rather. Quarterback then, after the ball is snapped, he puts his eyes on the cornerback. If the cornerback buzzes down, or let's say he comes down and he decides, oh, I'm going to cover this arrow route, or this shoot route rather, then we're going to take the home run shot, and I like our odds right there. However, if he turns and runs with the go route, that's when we work our way to the Sam backer. Again, if the Sam backer comes down and covers the shoot, quarterback throws the stick. If the Sam backer stays put on the stick, quarterback should throw the shoot. One thing I will say on this one is sometimes you'll get a Sam backer that isn't too used to playing pass coverage, and what he might do is he might just back up. He may just backpedal and take himself out of the play. If that happens, quarterback, take the stick. If he's going to vacate that area, then we're going to take the stick all day. Sometimes maybe we'll get a real aggressive team, and they'll come in and say, oh, we're going to blitz this guy off the edge. Well, if they blitz off the edge, we're just going to replace right where he was. We're catching the ball off the snap, turning, and throwing the football. All right, let's move on to 3x1 left. Moving on to 3x1 left, Play is essentially the same as 3x1 right. Instead of the F sliding over for 3x1 right, the Y now slides over. The L has his mandatory outside release. The F has the 4-step stick. Backside R has the 4-step stick. Tailback has a check down in case the quarterback gets into trouble. And the reads are the same. First things first, once we get up to the line, quarterback's making a pre-snap read on this corner. If he is 7 or more yards, we are catching the ball, turning, and throwing to the R. If he is not, then we're going to play to the play side and play our game over there. First read, what is the corner doing? If he stays put, if he comes up, hit the go route. We're going to take the home run shot. If they're going to give us an opportunity to score, we're going to take it. If, however, he turns and runs with him, then we are reading this will backer over here. If the will backer buzzes down and plays the shoot, we throw the stick. If the will backer stays put on the stick, we throw the shoot. If we get into trouble, let's say they're going to call an all-out blitz, they're sending the heat, bringing the pressure, that's when the quarterback just dumps it to the check down. That's what he is there for. All right, let's move on to 2x1. Moving on to our 2x1 formation. So this is 2x1 right. So for 2x1, the F comes in and he becomes the second back in the formation. 2x1 right, so the tailback is on the right. And not much really changes, guys. The L still has his 4-step stick on the backside. The Y has his 4-step stick. The R has the mandatory outside release, or he must outside release, or the go route, whatever you want to call it. The tailback has the shoot. And the reads are the same. Pre-snap, we are taking a peek at where the corner is. Where is this corner? If he is playing way back here, we are snapping the ball, turning, and throwing the ball to the backside stick. We're going to take the easy money every time they give it to us. If, however, he's playing up like he is in this picture, then we play our game. We're reading corner. What is the corner doing? The corner's coming back. Then we read the Sam. If the corner stays put, let's just say he stays put, he's in a zone, or he's going to come up and try and cover this shoot, taking the home run shot right away. We complete that pass, it's a touchdown. I will take that every day of the week. If, however, let's assume for the play's sake that he turns and runs with the R receiver, then we're reading the Sam. If the Sam stays on the stick, we throw the shoot to the tailback. If the Sam comes over to the flat, we throw the stick. If, for instance, we get into trouble, they're blitzing hard, quarterback has the F on the check down. All right, let's go on to 2x1 left. Okay, moving on to 2x1 left. 2x1 left, the L has the go route, F has the 4-step stick, R on the backside has a 4-step stick, tailback has the shoot, and the Y has the check down. Same way, we're going to read this the same way that we have all the other formations. If the corner is 7 or more yards, quarterback is snapping the ball, turning, and throwing it to the R. If that is taken away by alignment, then we read corner. If the corner stays up or he covers into the flat, we're taking the home run ball. if the corner turns and runs with our L receiver on the go, then we move our quarterback's eyes, to the will linebacker. If the will linebacker stays put on the stick, we have the shoot. If the will linebacker comes over and covers the shoot in the flat, we are throwing the stick. If we are under heavy pressure, we've got our Y on the check down. That's it for this one, guys. Be sure to watch this as many times as you need. Go ahead and pause, rewind, do what you need to do. Look at every formation that you want to play, or every position that you want to play, rather, and learn those. The more positions you know, the easier it is for us to get you on the field. All right, thanks, guys. We'll catch you in the next one.